The Kragod brutally massacred millions of Sakari civilians, raping and pillaging across Zelos Prime with depraved glee, assuming their victory was inevitable, until one human showed up to tear their smug asshole faces off. Russell Young, a hardened human mercenary pushing 50, ducked into the dank Sakari war room. Dim lights flickered. The stench of fear and defeat was thick in the recycled air. Weary Commander Belos slumped over the holotable displaying his planet's doom. Azari, their last bastion, was surrounded by the technologically superior Kragod forces and their genetically engineered abominations. Russell Belos sighed, mandibles clicking with exhaustion. When the Council said they hired human help, I didn't expect just one. The Kragod have plasma artillery, drone swarms, horrific mutant soldiers. They've conquered an entire planet in mere months. How can one man possibly turn this hopeless siege around? The grizzled merc chuckled mirthlessly and cracked his knuckles. He had spent decades dealing with arrogant, conquering alien fucks like these Kragod bastards. They always underestimated humanity. Listen closely, friend. I'm not just any man, Russell growled, a glint of anticipation in his battle-scarred eyes. I'm the man who'll shove the Kragod's smug assumptions right up their fucking asses. They think they've won, that it's over. They haven't met humanity's best. It's time these invading pricks get a lesson in what a pissed-off human can do. He rolled out a schematic of Azari's fortifications, already envisioning the alien bodies that would soon decorate its walls. Russell had to succeed, or the Sakari would be exterminated and enslaved. This wasn't just another job. This was now personal. The Kragod would regret the day they dared to threaten humanity's allies while he still drew breath. I've got a plan, Russell said gruffly, jabbing a finger at the holographic display of the Kragod command ship looming over Zelos Prime. It's a long shot, but it's our only chance. I need a small strike team, 5 of your best. We're going to steal a shuttle, sneak aboard that ugly floating turd and blow it the hell up. Velos' mandibles flared in shock. That's suicide. The command ship is the most heavily defended asset in the Kragod fleet, and you want to infiltrate it with 6 soldiers total? Russell shrugged. Never said it would be easy. That's why I'm only taking volunteers. To the human's surprise, over a dozen Sakari claws shot up. These beaten-down rebels were willing to sacrifice everything for a sliver of hope. Russell picked the 5 most capable-looking ones. Using codes stolen from a dead Kragod officer, they flew a disguised shuttle to a Kragod-controlled spaceport. The team quickly donned the cumbersome red armor of their foes. Russell efficiently directed the Sakari in taking out roving patrols with silenced weapons and planting breaching charges on the defense turrets. In a blur of muffled blasts and gurgling screams, they seized control and commandeered a Kragod dropship. Holy shit, Razok, the Sakari squad leader, whispered in awe as Russell deftly piloted them towards the command ship. I've never seen anyone clear a fully garrisoned spaceport that fast. Russell smirked. Kid, I've been doing this since before you were hatched. Proximity alarms blared as they approached. The command ship hailed them and demanded clearance codes. Russell confidently rattled off a stolen string of Kragod phrases. When the operator asked for details, Russell growled in the guttural Kragod tongue that he was Warlord Bison. And if they dared delay his arrival with a human prisoner in tow, he'd personally disembowel them. The panicking operator cleared them to land immediately. The hangar was crammed with soldiers and technicians scurrying to receive their esteemed guest. They never stood a chance. Russell's team burst down the ramp with Sakari-made plasma rifles blazing. In seconds, the hangar was littered with twitching Kragod corpses. Razok barked orders as his rebels rigged the dropship with enough explosives to vaporize the hangar. Set the detonator for 30 minutes, Russell instructed, checking his rifle. When that timer hits 0, you take off, with or without me. Wait, you're not coming with us? Razok asked. Russell yanked off his dog tags and shoved them into the Sakari's claws. Gonna be a bit busy, but if I don't make it, return these to my wife Sarah back on Earth. Tell her I died fighting for what I believed in. He slapped a fresh magazine into his rifle and sprinted for the door without looking back, leaving the shocked Sakari rebels behind. Russell had a personal score to settle with the Kragged. It was time to show these invading bastards what happened when you pissed off the wrong human. Guided by schematics seared into his mind, Russell raced through the dimly lit winding corridors of the Kragged command ship. He was a man on a mission. The central computer core was his target. There, he'd upload a virus to cripple the Kragged's military neural network and turn this war around. As he sprinted down the metal hallways, a Kragged patrol emerged from an intersection ahead. Russell didn't break stride. He slammed into the lead soldier, snapping the alien's neck with a brutal twist. In a blur, he disarmed another, using the Kragged's own plasma rifle to vaporize the rest. Pain lanced through Russell's side where a lucky shot had grazed him, but he ignored it. No time to patch up now. Alarms wailed as the shipboard computer registered the unauthorized deaths. Reinforcements flooded the corridor from all directions. Russell ducked into a side passage, pressing his back against the wall. He heard the clank of approaching footsteps, heavier than the others. An elite squad clad head to toe in advanced exo-armor rounded the corner with weapons drawn. Russell primed a plasma grenade and hurled it into their midst. The explosion ripped through the air, filling the corridor with fire and smoke. Charred Kragged bodies crashed to the floor. Russell salvaged a set of only lightly damaged armor from the closest corpse and quickly suited up. The hood flickered to life. "Not bad," Russell muttered, flexing the armor-enhanced muscles. He felt stronger, faster. Artificial adrenaline surged through his veins as the suit's combat stims kicked in. Now a walking tank, Russell barreled through the ship with superhuman speed, cutting down Kragged soldiers like blades of grass. He skidded to a halt before the reinforced blast door sealing off the computer core. Russell jacked the armor's computer into the keypad, his fingers flying over the controls. The Kragged's encryption was tough, but he'd cracked tougher. The door lock turned green, and the massive portal ground open. Russell stepped into the cavernous chamber. Dominating the center was a pulsing orb, the ship's quantum computing core. Before he could take another step, a voice boomed from the intercom, dripping with menace. "I must admit, human, your plan was audacious, your skills impressive. But did you really think one man, even one as capable as yourself, could stand against the might of the Kragged Empire?" It was the Kragged Warmaster himself, leader of the invasion. Russell said nothing. He just raised his rifle and blasted the nearest speaker to molten slag. "Good thing I'm not just any man," Russell growled, striding towards the computer core. "I'm a human." Russell charged toward the pulsing quantum computer core, his stolen exo-armor augmenting each stride. Servos whined as he pushed the suit to its limits. Just as Russell reached the core's access terminal, a hulking figure stepped from the shadows. It was the Kragged Warmaster himself, encased in an intimidating mech suit bristling with advanced weaponry. The alien's armor made Russell's look like a child's toy. "You fought well, human, but your misguided crusade ends here." The Warmaster leveled a massive plasma cannon at Russell. "I will enjoy watching you burn." Russell dove to the side as a searing plasma bolt ripped past, melting a glowing crater in the deck. He rolled and came up firing, strafing the Warmaster with his rifle. The Kragged laughed as the shots pinged harmlessly off his armor. Pathetic. He surged forward, far faster than something that size should move. A power-armored fist slammed into Russell's chest, denting the exosuit's breastplate and sending him flying. Russell crashed into a support column, his bones rattling inside the armor. Warnings flashed across his HUD. Structural integrity critical. Servo motors failing. The Warmaster stood over him, gloating. "You humans are so predictably stubborn, but your tenacity is futile. With you dead, nothing will stop the Kragged from conquering this galaxy. Your species will be just another footnote in the history of our empire." Russell's blood boiled. He thought of the millions dead on Zelos Prime, the countless other worlds crushed beneath the Kragged's heel. Sarah waiting for him back on Earth, not knowing if he'd return. No, he wouldn't let it end like this. Humanity would never stop fighting. With a roar of pure defiance, Russell surged to his feet and lunged at the Warmaster. His armored fist slammed into the alien's helmet, shattering the visor. Russell recoiled in shock. Behind the spider-webbed transparasteel was not a face of flesh, but a pulsing cybernetic brain. Wires and electrodes snaked out from where eyes should be. "You're a fucking AI," Russell snarled. "Just a soulless machine." The War Master's synthesized laughter grated on Russell's ears. "We Kragod transcended our organic limitations long ago in our pursuit of perfection, something your kind could never grasp." Russell grinned savagely as they grappled, the War Master's mechanical muscles straining against his armor's overclocked servos. "You'll never understand humanity's true strength," Russell growled through gritted teeth. Warnings flared urgently in his visor as the armor reached total systems failure. "Our spirit can't be programmed or computed. We'll never stop fighting for what we believe in." Russell's HUD flashed critical. The armor was about to explode. Thinking fast, Russell accessed the suit's reactor controls and initiated an emergency overload. Klaxons blared. A countdown flashed before his eyes, 10 seconds. Russell bear-hugged the War Master, ignoring the machine's frantic struggles. 5 seconds. Russell thought of his wife, his eyes squeezed shut. "I'm sorry, Sarah." The world went white as the microfusion core detonated in a blinding flash. Man and machine were engulfed in a maelstrom of superheated plasma. The explosion ripped through the computer core, instantly vaporizing the most advanced Kragod technology. Acrid smoke filled the air. Debris pinged off the deck. As the haze cleared, the computer core was revealed as a blasted ruin, utterly destroyed. And at the center of the destruction, a charred crater. The War Master had been obliterated. Not a trace remained of either him or Russell. As the Kragod command ship disintegrated in a cataclysmic fireball, the neural network linking their forces shuddered and collapsed. Across the battlefield, Kragod war machines ground to a halt, soldiers stumbling in confusion as their cybernetic implants went haywire. The Sakari rebels, seizing their chance, surged from the rubble with a mighty roar. Plasma fire lit up the night as they fell upon the disoriented invaders with merciless fury, avenging their massacred kin. Razok led the charge, Russell's dog tags clenched in his fist, the human sacrifice fueling his rage. Within hours, the rout was complete. Zelos Prime was free, its cities echoing with victorious chants of Sakari. Belos, his tattered uniform stained with Kragod blood, watched grimly as the last enemy transport fled for the stars. "It's over," Razok said, limping to his commander's side. The young rebel's face was battered but triumphant. "We won, thanks to Russell." Belos nodded slowly, his heart heavy with the weight of the fallen. So many dead, but none more important than the human warrior who had given everything for a world not his own. "He was the best of your kind," Belos said quietly. "Earth should be proud." Days later, the Sakari gathered to honor their savior. A great monument was erected in the heart of the capital, Russell standing tall, rifle in hand, forever defiant. Candles flickered at its base, tokens of a grateful people. But as the crowds dispersed, whispers rippled through the streets. Some swore they had seen a lone figure limping from the wreckage of the Kragod ship. A few even claimed it was Russell himself, bloodied but unbroken. The rumors spread like wildfire, but no proof ever surfaced. Secretly, Belos hoped they were true. Men like Russell were hard to kill. Far away on Earth, a Sakari delegation stood solemnly before Sarah Young's door. When she answered, they offered Russell's battered dog tags with bowed heads. "Your mate fought with the courage of an emperor and the ferocity of a Clathax," the lead Sakari said. "All Zelos Prime owes him a debt we can never repay." Sarah took the tags with trembling hands, tears flowing. She had always known this day might come, but amidst the grief, a flicker of pride ignited in her heart. Her Russell had died a hero. The Sakari's message electrified humanity. Almost overnight, the Terran Alliance pledged ships, soldiers, and supplies to their new allies. The Kragod had made a fatal error in antagonizing Earth. As one, the two species girded for war, determined to end the machine tyrant's brutal reign. But the Kragod were far from defeated. Enraged by their humiliation at Zelos Prime, the soulless constructs marshaled their fleets for a devastating counterattack, this time targeting humanity itself. The first blow fell without warning on the colony world of New Prospect. Kragod dreadnoughts darkened the skies, raining fire on the sprawling cities below. Tens of thousands perished in the opening salvo alone, the fortunate vaporized instantly, the rest left to choke on the ashes of their homes. Terran and Sakari ships rushed to respond, but the Kragod were ready. The invaders fought with the cold precision of machines, their losses only spurring them to greater heights of calculated brutality. Entire worlds burned as the death toll mounted on both sides. And so the war ground on, a brutal stalemate soaked in the blood of millions. Russell's sacrifice had bought the Alliance precious time, but it had also lit the spark of a conflict that would engulf the stars. With each fallen soldier, each shattered city, the Allies' resolve only hardened. They would not stop until every last Kragod lay broken at their feet, no matter the cost. The galaxy itself trembled as the age-old cry for vengeance, a hunger older than time, a rage that knew no bounds, echoed from Earth to Zelos Prime. If you finished this story, please subscribe and like the video. Then leave a comment that says, "I liked the story," and I will heart every single one of them. It really helps me. Thank you for your time.